In this video, I want to introduce you to some new software that I just recently came across, and it's called NotebookLM, and it's by Google. So I started listening to this podcast, and there were no faces, it was just the voices. And the voices sounded slightly familiar, and they seemed a bit too perfect. So I left a message and I asked, did you use AI to create this? And they said, yes, they used the AI. So they didn't go into any details. And I just thought it sounded amazing, but again, just a little too perfect. So I did a little bit of research, and there was this one particular parent that left a comment, said that they took several chapters of a book and put it into this in order to help their daughter study. I was curious because to see what it would do with the lyrics to a song that I created in a previous video using AI. I dumped it in there and I found this quite amazing what it came up with. Now, if you want to know how to use it and you want more in depth, again, go and check that video by Neil Farrimond. And if you want to know how to use it and all that it can do, he goes into it much more than I did. All I did was take the lyrics, drop them into the system, uploaded it, and this is what I got. I think it's pretty amazing. It's a bit glitchy. It's not perfect. It's quite amazing. And again, a little bit scary.
Welcome to another deep dive. Today we're looking at some lyrics a listener sent in, and wow, are they thought-provoking?
Yeah, it's all about AI and art and where those two worlds collide. It really gets you thinking, can machines really be creative, or is there something special, something human about art that AI just can't grasp?
Yeah, and with AI image generators and music composers becoming so common, it feels like we're at a real turning point. These lyrics kind of get at the heart of all that, all the hopes and anxieties around AI and creativity.
Totally.
So let's jump right into the lyrics themselves.
Okay.
So one image that pops up over and over again is circuits and souls colliding. What jumps out at you about that?
Well, I think it's such a powerful metaphor, Circuits like the ones in computers represent that sort of cold, calculating world of technology. And then souls, well, that's all about human emotion, intuition, that spark of creativity, right?
That's right.
So this collision, it suggests, both a clash, like these two things are very different, but also a possible synergy, like what happens when they come together.
Right. And the lyrics keep coming back to this idea of creativity's tide rising. It seems like there's this acknowledgement of the potential benefits of AI,
Exactly.
There's that one line, it says, songs written with AI give our words wings. That's a pretty hopeful image, right?
Yeah, it is. It's like AI could supercharge our creativity,
Ooh.
offer us new ways to express ourselves that we hadn't even thought of before.
It makes you wonder if some of those anxieties around AI taking over are maybe overblown.
Maybe, but it's interesting because the lyrics also have this darker side, this sort of like questioning and uncertainty woven throughout. There are all these references to dreams, echoes, and reflections, like AI is almost there, but not quite.
It's like it's mimicking human creativity without actually feeling it.
Yeah, exactly. Like an AI can analyze thousands of paintings or songs to figure out what makes them work.
Right.
But can it really understand the emotions, the experiences, the soul that goes into creating something truly meaningful? That's what the lyrics seem to be grappling with.
There's that line, can a spark of code set the world on fire?
Right. It's like, can AI really evoke real emotion, that kind of raw human connection that we get from art?
Right. And it's not just like a philosophical question either. There's also this real fear that runs through the lyrics,
Yeah.
Like one verse asks, will our souls in this fusion be lost? That's a pretty heavy question to consider.
Absolutely. I mean, what happens to the human element of art if algorithms can just create anything we want? Do we lose something in that process? Do we risk becoming, I don't know, passive consumers of AI-generated content rather than active creators ourselves?
Almost like AI could make art lose its specialness, Like if anyone can create a masterpiece with the click of a button, will we even value art in the same way?
It's a good question, and it ties into this idea of democratization, right?
Oh, yeah, totally.
The lyrics touch on this too. If everyone can access these powerful AI tools, could that lead to a kind of creative explosion? Could it unlock potential in people who never thought of themselves as artists? That would be pretty amazing.
That's a really interesting way to look at it. But then what about artists who have spent years, decades even, honing their craft? What happens to their livelihoods, their sense of purpose, if AI can just replicate what they do?
That's a huge question. And honestly, I don't know if there's a clear answer yet. It's something we're all going to have to figure out as this technology continues to evolve.
Yeah, and that's what makes these lyrics so, I don't know, so timely. They don't offer easy answers, but they do push us to think about these things, to really grapple with the implications of AI.
Exactly. It's not just about like cool new tools, it's about what we do with them. It's about making conscious choices and shaping the kind of future we want to see. Do we want a world where AI dictates our tastes and expressions, or one where it helps us, reach new creative heights? That's up to us to decide.
That's a great point to end on. Thanks for joining me for this deep dive. It's been a great conversation. And for all of you listening, here's something to chew on. If AI becomes as commonplace as, say, a paintbrush or a musical instrument, will the definition of artist itself have to change? Think about that. We'll see you next time.